Good morning. I'm Christian Gaffney here with Ravi Vasudevan at the EUF Summer Tour in Heilbronn. It's the last decisive day before the EUCF rankings are set. What an exciting time. Ravi, how are you feeling today?
Oh, really, really good. We ran the rankings last night, saw which teams are kind of on the border, which teams are not, and we have one of those here today. Heidees sitting at 16th place, really looking to fight their way and claw their way into that EUCF ranking spot. They're coming up against Rattrack or Panthers Bern. Depending on how you look at it. We have Rattrack here on the scoreboard. What I've been told is that it's a sort of rebrand. Panthers Bern is a club. There's also a club called Skorillas in Bern, and they kind of are combining to play at the European level. So Rattrack here, which I think is a grooming machine for ski pistes.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
So some good Swiss culture coming out of this team.
Yes, probably something every family has in Switzerland. We're underway. The game is going, and Heidees have started with their spread offense, horizontal. Immediate shot deep to the end zone, catches it just shy of the goal line. They're knocking on the door. Oh, sorry, not the Heidees. This is Rattrack, and they've punched in their first score. They look decisive, walking it down. Very confident first O point. What'd you see there, Ravi?
Yeah, it's just setting up nicely in the offense. Even confused you and thought they were a Heidees team, but very good structure. Immediately had a wide open deep option. That was Frederick Pohlmeier, who went deep and then attacked from there. Looked like very solid, confident ultimate.
Ravi, I've heard that there's a couple young up-and-comers on this Rattrack team. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I was something. Swiss Ultimate is an interesting story. I think in the mid-2010s to late-ish 2010s, teams like Free Speed and Fab were feared in Europe. Really, I mean, Fab even won the EUCF in I think 2011 and 2012. Since then, there's kind of been a little bit of a slip down. What I've been told is that the new generation is doing well. The U20 team from Switzerland came 5th, which was one of the best junior results they've had on the world stage. And I've been told there are about five or six players from that U20 squad here on Rattrack. So looking to see some new young talent out of Switzerland.
We saw a little bit of that youthful confidence in the first point as they shot it deep immediately, and it worked out for them. We're on to the next point. Neuen Schwander de pull. The big spin pull goes up. Heidees to receive. Coming down confidently. Also set up in a hose stack. Seems to be the more common form of offense these days. Linda with the disc, looking upfield. Reinhardt with the disc. We've got a lane poach trying to clog things up and keep it in the handler space. Heidees managed to break it through. Heidees not moving it downfield quickly, but not feeling a ton of pressure just yet. Content to swing it back and forth. The dump is free as they try to clog these lanes. That's always the trade-off you make. Reinhardt doing work early, coming out with a bolt of energy, shooting it immediately to the end zone. It's floaty. We could have one or two defenders under it. Wow, and that's a big grab by the Heidees to bring it down despite the pressure from two defenders. That is, I don't see who brought that down.
15.
Number 15, Meyenberg, with a really great grab under pressure, saving out sort of the bailout throw. Reinhardt really feeling it. Catching, shooting, and he got bailed out by his teammate there.
Yeah, I'm not sure he exactly was aiming for this type of throw as we see the replay starting to materialize here. You see when he shot it that there was meters, but by the time it gets to Meyenberg, it just floated too much, allowed the two Panthers defenders to get under there and apply pressure. If I'm Heidees, I'm not super happy with that shot, but at least the athlete went and got it done.
Yes, and Andre Baumgartner on Rattrack did well to be there, but just didn't get the best of that one.
One thing to note here for Heidees, in the last game we saw them streamed, we see the pull here coming from Nice Sonntag. After they got into a bit of trouble early in the game, Linda and Sonntag switched positions and roles, where Sonntag went to the O-line and Linda went to the D-line, as Heidees are realizing here it's not just about winning this game. They need to win by a big margin if they want to be in the EUCF later this season.
Yes, truly every point has an outsized significance when it's not just about winning the game, but winning by as much as you can. We see Elzemans controlling the offense here in the bleached white hair, in the handler space, now in the cutter space, doing a lot of work. Gets it again, seems to be a centerpiece of their offense in the early going here. Swings it up to Hartmann in the visor. Moving confidently up to Lerch. We're seeing a person defense. Heidees just trying to apply pressure on each and every matchup. The hammer goes up to the crossfield floaty. Sonntag under it. Oh, and he manages to get a piece. It's bobbled. Both players have a second chance, and no one's able to come down with it. That's a great D from Sonntag as he walks it back. Confident Landler who has the huck, and will he take it? Yes, he does. Going deep, shooting to Haag. Will this work out? The defender closing in. Oh, and it is just too far. The defender, Haag, showing good speed on that. And he gives the no, no, no sign. A confident defense. Though, truthfully, he didn't really do anything.
Throw just a little bit too far. Actually, the receiver was wide open, and had Sonntag just put a little more float on that, would have been a score for the Heidees break. Right now, Panthers with another chance.
Oh, and they give it right back. An unfortunate error as they turf it into the ground. Heidees have a short field here. This is Schall working with Sonntag. In the small handler space, gets it right back. Oh, it's a little too far. And that's the second error we've seen from Sonntag. That's unexpected, wouldn't you say, Ravi?
Yeah, he must not have warmed up his throws properly this morning. Just overthrowing his teammates just a little bit, maybe throwing to them like they're a Saturday morning team instead of a Sunday morning team right now. Yes,
and this team, expects a lot of him. He really runs their offense, whether it's O-line or D-line, and maybe he's feeling that he has to do a little bit too much here. Oof, floaty pass to space, almost gets picked off. Rattrak working it nicely. Hartmann in the visor, getting a lot of touches in the handler space. Heidees playing person still. We get a shot up the line to the end zone. A perfect shot, well-weighted score. Rattrak very excited to keep the hold after turning it once, and they do well on the second chance.
That's the second confident Blady huck that Rattrak have shown this game. They did it also in their first possession to go up 1-0. You see that they really back themselves to make that Blady throw, same third huck over somebody, not huck here, but away pass. Very difficult throw, but Rattrak clearly practicing it as their Benjamin Learsch gets the reception on that goal. I like what I'm seeing out of Rattrak. They're playing quite well. The only error they had was a bit floaty of a hammer. I think they realized that if they can get their throws into spaces where they're undefendable, they do have the legs to get open on this Heidees defense. Similarly to the last game that we saw Heidees play, they didn't ratchet up their defense at the beginning of the game. I'm seeing a little bit of that again. I remember still yesterday when we saw Heidees play against Wall City, they came out with an incredible drive, incredible intensity, incredible hunger. Here against what is arguably a weaker offensive side, giving a bit more space and just not able to shut down players one-to-one.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of Heidees this weekend, and against Wall City, they were able to exert a lot of pressure. And in the later game we watched, it didn't start out so much early, but they were able to pick it up later in the game. So they don't have much time to play with here. They need to put it on early. And I would expect their coach, or their captain, Jasper Linde, to really tell them that it's time to go like he did yesterday. As we have Reinert catching the pull in the middle of the field, looking to work. Gets it back. Content to play side to side to Linde. A nice outside-in forehand up the line. Linde getting it right back with the Hinterläufer cut, as it's known in German, the behind run. Reinert really doing a lot of work. Does he take the aggressive shot? No, this time he holsters it. Oh, he's faking it. He's a credible threat to throw that throw, but instead he goes under to his longtime teammate Hans Tiro, two legends of the Heidees scene. Linde, the new leader. We see two generations playing together, and that's a classic hero hammer, maybe the 1/1,000,000th of his career. We saw a lot of Tiro in the cutter space yesterday, even though for his career he's been more of a handler. Right now he's in the intermediary space. Let's see if he helps him punch this in. He's cutting the up line, looks to be good, and that's a really nice point from Tiro and from the Heidees generally.
Tiro showing how it's done. I still remember back in I believe it was 2014 Lecco Worlds that Heidees made top 8, and I'm seeing them play there, and he was basically running their whole offense and has been playing, already then he wasn't the youngest player on the team, and that was 10 years ago.
When I moved to Germany 10 years ago, I was told he was already a legend. This guy is a sort of elder statesman of the game, highly respected, and here he is all these years later, still making a big influence in games where it matters the most, honestly.
So we'll see the good work by Heidees, getting a nice hold, but they're not content to win this game by little. We keep saying it, but it's so important at this tournament that if they want to stay in the top 16, they are predicted in the algorithm right now. It was rerun last night. The expected score here is Heidees winning 15 to 12.3. So Heidees is really, they want to improve their standing. That's 16th place. That's not a safe zone to be in. You don't know how good or bad other teams elsewhere in Europe are doing today. So they're going to want to win by a bit more than that 3-point cushion that they're expected to win by right now.
And not only that, but we also have here Bad Skid, who are in 15th place. Both really on the cusp, and if they both win their games, they're set to match up in the next round, which should be really exciting. But that's not a given. Rat Track will have something to say about that as they come out here on offense.
So far, they've been playing really well. I think they're not going down without a fight here.
They have. What I've liked seeing from them is that they move the disc really quickly. They like to keep it going, not let the defense get set. I've really liked their movement in the handler space. And here they go, centering back to the field. They like to take seemingly a lot of short passes, and then when they get to the end zone, they really threaten these hammers. Let's see what they do here. Cheeky inside break, 2 receivers on, do well to communicate, and that's Gadamian who pulls it in right in front of his teammate. Either one of them could have it, and Elzemans does well to let his teammate have the glory.
Yeah, the impressive thing there is the communication. You said it. I think that in that situation, a lot of less experienced teams would have both gone for it and lost the disc. I've seen that happen time and time again in Ultimate. But they really said, no, I got this, you get off. And in that high-pressure situation to get that catch, it's impressive. I really like what Rat Track is doing. They have the fast throws. You were talking earlier about how they keep the disc moving. I also like, it seems they have a very disciplined, structured sequence of options. I saw a player right when you were discussing that, look upfield, fake it upfield. He didn't see anything, fakes the inside break, didn't see anything, and then immediately look dump. So it was a very disciplined sequence of moves as they rotate through their throwing options here.
And it was actually Binder who pulled up at the last minute, so good on him. Let's give him half of a fantasy score at home. Credit where credit's due. So at this point we have no Tiro. We've got both of the Linda brothers, 5th and 6th on the line. Family stays close. And it looks like Reinhardt is doing a lot of work in the handler space today. He's free in the middle. He's got big aggressive fakes, doesn't he? He's always threatening that flick huck, and since we've already seen a couple aggressive flicks, you gotta believe it. Surveying the field. Really good defense here. Nothing open up field, so they're working backwards so far. Only getting the 1-2 passes in the handler space. Reinhardt manages to break it open finally to Meyenberg. And the huck goes up. There it is. Linda chasing it down right on the goal line. Does well to milk it in. That's Reinhardt to Linda. Like we said again, the older generation and the new generation playing very well together for the Heidees.
What a phenomenal throw there by Reinhardt. That's an I.O. flick into the front corner. And I think Linda here is going to call a timeout to try and rally his troops and realize they need a break. What I was going to mention before this throw went up is that I actually think that in terms of which defense is causing more pressure on the other side, actually Rat Track is winning that battle right now. Yes, Rat Track has the 1 turnover and Heidees don't have any, but I feel like Heidees is working harder to get things going, whereas Rat Track seems to be moving to the races. And I think this is exactly what Jasper Linda is going to talk to his team right now. Hey, we're doing all right offensively, but defensively we have to do better than this. We have to start punching in some breaks, and it has to start now.
Yes, we'll take a small pause so you can watch this Heidees huddle. Sometimes they're very animated, always fun to watch. So yesterday in the Heidees huddle, we saw a very animated fire-up speech from Linda, the trainer. But this one seemed more subdued. What do you think the message to the team was?
Yeah, I think it was just focused reminder of what the stakes are right now, what they need to do. and that this is a moment where he thinks that now is the time to apply a bit more pressure. You see he's crossed himself over onto this D point, explaining to his team, yes, it's 3-3, but we need to start building a lead. If we can do that now, then that puts Rattrek on the back foot. If we just let Rattrek keep playing the way they're doing, we're going to end up trading out and having a very close game. That's not what they want right now.
And the Heidees, although they're a bubble team, it's only in recent memory that they made a big splash at the actual EUCF, where against Wall City in the quarterfinals, they had a big upset not 2 years ago and made it to the top 4, which is a really tremendous result. So they believe in themselves not just to qualify, but to make a big splash. But one step at a time, today's the first day in that journey. We see a nice big mark from Haag, straight up, taking away the huck. Not wanting a big set play out of the pull. Oh, but there it is anyway. The flick goes up to the big man. We've got Linda on the chase. He put himself in the D-line. He wasn't able to get this one. It's pulled in by Gadamian. Oh, we have a big turnover on the goal line. Robbie, what happened there?
There was just a bit too much on it. There was a come from behind cut. He just didn't throw it with into the space that guy was running into. So now Heidees with a chance.
All right, Heidees feeling fresh after the timeout. Sonntag, maybe a bit chastened by his 2 early turns, is settling down, but Linda is not. He shoots the big shot. Heidees with space, and they punch it in. That's a beautiful turn of events. Schall with the assist, and that is Banneker with the score. Really well done from the Heidees. Get that first break of the game, and they need it.
Yeah, and it's very, very unfortunate from Saul Gadamian there. He did so well to get that catch over Linda and then just couldn't execute the next pass. Turns into a turnover, and then with Linda on the field, they have a bit more firepower to attack for that break, and you saw it happen there. So now Heidees get that first break, and can they take this into a bit of momentum, or will Rattrek get themselves back into this one?
Ravi, what do you think it does to a team to sort of know these big stakes psychologically?
It must be hard. It must be hard. I think winning ultimate games in general is already hard, emotionally and mentally. Physically is a whole different thing. Just mentally understanding how difficult it is to come back if you put yourself in a hole, understanding when the right moment is that you have to really strike and get that break. That's difficult enough. Trying to win by a bigger margin just adds another element. And yes, on paper, that's what they're supposed to be doing, but you know on the field that both teams are hungry. It's not like this Rattrek team is bad to really say, okay, we need to beat them by 4 or 5. That adds a lot of difficulty, and it could backfire. If you focus too much on that, you might lose sight of the fact that you do have to win the game.
Yeah, and what I'm liking from the Heidees here is you can sort of either tighten up when you feel that pressure, or you can just get fired up. And right now what I'm seeing with all these deep shots is that they're not afraid of the moment. They're not getting tight. They're still playing their loose, aggressive offense, and that's not only good to see, but very fun to watch. Rattrek going the other way. Stoller with the disc. He took the last O point off, but he's playing a lot in the handler space, the man in the hat. There he is now, receiving the centering pass. Ooh, good grab, reeled in. The immediate continue, too high. Oh no, he might have been a little bit off balance. Asked a little bit too much from Gadamian. We know he's a big target who could reel things in, but that's just a little bit out of his reach. Heidees with a chance to get 2 on the bounce. Taking it in from the sideline is Tim Stulert, with Sonntag in the backfield, Linda at the front of the stack. Let's see what happens now. Stulert does well to get it off to Linda.
The other Linda.
The other Linda. The younger brother.
I think that turnover from Rattrek is just a bit of youthful nerves, not realizing that, you know, once you get down, to try and play solid, get your throws down. We know this is a young team, but Heidees give it back. Oh, there's going to be a call. We know this is a young team, and probably it's one of those things that a lot of teams struggle with, is that you play well when you're playing well. Then once you get broken, all of a sudden you start overthinking things, and then all of a sudden the basic throws just come a little off.
There's also a fine line between playing fast and playing a little bit too fast. You play fast and you're always one step ahead of the defense, but if you try to release it a little bit too quickly before you're set, it can come out a little bit wrong, and that's what we saw there from Elzemans, who it should be said has had a really fantastic game otherwise so far. So there's a discussion here. We had what looked like a throwaway from Stulert, but there was also a call. I'm not exactly sure what the discussion is. Ravi, do you have any insight here?
Yeah, I haven't seen any hand signals. I'm guessing some type of pick call, or there's a foul call. Unaccepted foul.
Okay. We got the high five, we got the hand signals, we got the stall count. Heidees working it backwards, staying on the sideline. They managed to get it off to Strulert here, but they've lost a considerable amount of meters. And that's Strulert sort of indicating that he feels like his cutters are too far away. They need to come back to the play so that they have options. I like the possession I'm seeing from the Heidees, but not the dynamicism upfield. Maybe Zonta can help. That's a nice pass to space. And there's the shot again. It's floaty. It's a trust ball to Linda, the younger Linda. Oh no, tangled feet. Unfortunate. And Linda reels it in. That's no call. Just an unfortunate tangle of the feet. Good effort by the rat track defender, but Heidees with two coming down in a person defense. That's all we've seen so far. Moving it up nicely.
Letting the defense set.
So shout out to that. Style. Robbie, what can you tell me about the conditions today on the field?
Yeah, yesterday we had a scorching hot 30+ degrees all day, sun all the way. Today, I still think there's no breeze, very still conditions, but a lot cooler, which I'm sure the players are appreciating. It's meant to rain quite a bit, but so far this game, keeping relatively dry. I would say these are very favorable conditions for playing some really high-intense Ultimate.
Nice. Also a bit nicer in the booth, wouldn't you say?
Very, very much so.
It's the athletes who should be doing the sweating, I always say. Heidees starting horizontal, 3 handlers back, 4 cutters upfield. We see a clear from the open side handler, opening up the space on the strong side. No cutter fills the space. Instead, we get a cut to the middle and a nice dishy. Reiner to Tieto. Tieto with the big fake. Defender jumps on it. Instead, he throws to the middle. Linda helps reset the stalls. It was getting high. Tieto, Linda. Oh, big bid. That's a very nice effort from number 3, who we've seen on both sides of the disc. These rat track players playing offense and defense, doing it all. They've done well to slow the Heidees here, but the Heidees also content to keep possession, working through the front of the stack, being patient here. Linda with the cute inside. And another cute inside to Tieto. We're saying a lot of Linda, Tieto,
Reinhardt.
And Reiner. Those are the sort of big 3 in the handler space, wouldn't you say, Robbie?
Yeah, and they worked it through that handler space basically the whole way. This is something I noticed also when they were playing against Wall City. Sometimes they won't. I don't know if it's a so good or a bad thing. It's good in that the handlers are working well, but it seems to be bad that the cutters are finding difficulty in getting involved in the play. But when you have handlers like Tiro, Reinhardt, and Linda, sometimes you can just score with those 3. It's a nice Oyo shot. It was the second of 2 Oyo shots to get that score. There's the first one.
It should be said that the cutters do well to give space. Tiro has this whole front of the line to dance on, go one-on-one. There's no help from the front of the stack, and that's really hard to cover. So the Heidees cutters not doing nothing, making space, keeping their defenders honest, and as we know, giving credible deep cuts when it's earlier in the point. We've seen a lot of that.
6-4 now. Heidees still up by 2.
The aforementioned visors in the handler space. He gets it back. We've got a pause. Likely pick. See a crowded area in the cutter space here.
You mentioned players cover on Rat Track. They actually their roster is definitely a little shorter than the Heidees one.
Yeah, Elzamon's playing 2 points in a row. We had that big bid on that undercut on the last point. Oh, goes up. Number 19 chases it down confidently. That is Hotman. Beautiful forehand.
Coaches at some levels will try to avoid that type of option. When you start to get to this level, you have to start telling your teams, yeah, that's a space we can get open in, and we to shoot, take it. And I think it's been very effective for Rat Track this game.
Talking about perhaps the commentator's curse. My apologies to the Heidees.
I think this might be the first opportunity Rat Track have for a break. I believe
switching off his man as he cuts deep. He's sort of hanging out in the open side space. Rat Track getting a little bit of flow up the close side. Grinding on defense in the middle. Again, we see Luke's getting very close, flirting the line between sort of poach and double team. Oh, we've got an unfortunate injury here.
I think he got stepped on a little bit.
Hope he's okay. And we've got an injury call.
Need to see that coming on.
And I would urge the viewers at home to watch Luke on defense in the red hat in the backfield here. He's been doing a lot of jumping into the lane, a little bit of poaching, some switching. He's hungry for the D. He's a young, athletic, fast player. Maybe the Heidees' best chance to sort of earn a block here. There he is. Guarding Mühlebach, who has the disc. Dumps it to Baumgartner. Allen with the disc. Pohlmeier throws to the middle and gets the upline. And then throws the nice, flat, well-weighted flick out to space. Oh, and they are fired up, running on the field. That's a big point for Rat Track. They are raring to go. That's big for them. And it's 6-6. We've got a very tight game here, Ravi.
Yeah, they equalized. That was an impressive throw. I think we're going to see it again here. He sets up. He's got Linda on the mark. Look at that I/O, the shape on that. Very difficult, very tight window to throw into, but he weights it perfectly, and it's an easy reception for the goal. I really liked a lot of the throwing I saw out of this Rat Track D-line. I think it's a little unfair that these U20 players that are on D-lines can throw this well. I'm not okay with it.
It's not good for us, Ravi, I'll say that. Hopefully they're not good at calling play-by-play or doing color commentary.
He talked earlier in that point about Luke maybe being a player that could earn a block for Heidees. That's, I think, the difference from the Heidees we saw against Wall City and the Heidees we saw in the box. That was the way they were generating pressure on defense. It wasn't necessarily shutting down, but they were getting blocks. Here in this game, I think they've yet to get a real block. And I'm curious if they can find that fire in them, because we know they have the athletes to do it.
I think you're right. The players to watch in that regard would be Baneka, both of the Lukes brothers, Tim Stuhler. Those are the ones who really are going to get your big layouts, be tight on the cutters, earning those blocks. Everyone else doing their best to exert pressure on the offense generally. And I think Jasper Linde will be kicking himself there for letting his man get so easy into the power position, sort of walk. Side game, that's a floaty break around, no problem for the big man Sonntag. So as you predicted earlier, when times get tough, we see Nis Sonntag transfer over to the O-line. Now are those times. You can see how quickly these cutters look back to him. They know that sort of he's their steadying presence on the O-line. And if they don't have a very easy continue, they give it right back to him. Tiro with the disc. He's not afraid to look upfield for a while. And that's a beautiful pass to Sonntag. He doesn't feel the pressure. He's been in moments like this for a long time. And that's a nice response from the Heidees after the break to get a clean hold.
Yeah, you talk about steadying presence, another steadying presence, Hans Tiro, and the disc's in his hands. You know he's going to do something good with it. Look, such a height mismatch on the mark there, but he's played against players like that for 20 to 25 years now, so he's not scared. He's going to do the best he can with that disc, and if you give him just a tiny little sliver of option in the end zone, you're going to get a goal.
I might not even call it a mismatch as much as a disparity, because sometimes the little guy is just quicker. He can throw it under the big man's arms. It's hard to move a body that size around, and it's sort of a similar dynamic in basketball where the big players have a mismatch against the little guys because they can score more easily in the paint, but the little guys have a mismatch against the big guys because they can't stay with them as they're more agile. So Tiro, I'm sure, will take any matchup like that and is content to break the mark on either side of him.
So 7-6 the score now. Heidees up, looking to break for half. Rattrak trying to bring things to the old Galaxy point.
Ravi, is there anything you might try to do if you were the Heidees and you wanted to get the big win? Would you change your strategy to have a bit more variance, or do you stick the course and hope your effort can win it out?
I think if they could throw a couple different looks at this Rattrak team, they seem to be the type of team that is happy athletically playing one-to-one. And I know Heidees have a lot of experience and a lot of intelligence. I think I would try and throw out a couple different junk looks, see if that's going to gum up what these Rattrak players are trying to do, and maybe that will.
Heidees playing with pace here. And Heidees get it. They get the Rattrak. They'll be very pleased with that, won't they, Ravi?
Yeah, I'd be very happy. Nice inside shot. Again. My team, hey, that wasn't good enough. Let's bring it harder second half.
I want to see some bids, even if they're not successful. The kind of layouts on unders that get your team fired up. And these nice highlights from our best to stream dev production crew. Tag and Rattrak are going the other way, and we can hear their sideline is incredibly fired up.
It's a big opportunity for Rattrak.
Oh, it's a bobble near the line. Oh, and then that's another big save. We're seeing a little bit of sloppy play here. Last day before the EUCF.
Trying, you know Heidees' goal.
From Reinhardt. Sonntag maybe tries to go up a little early. I wonder if he could have tracked it down on the other side, but definitely more thrower error than receiver. And here's that big bid on the other side. He wants it back. Well timed, very close, within centimeters of the disc, but number 30 takes it, brings it in under the pressure. I love to see the bid there from Sonntag, though, because he was talking to his team about, now we got to go, now's the time to do it, and he's not talking the talk, he's walking the walk, isn't he?
Go up 9-6 for the Heidees. They want to better that because they want to have better chances to be in that, to remain in that top 16.
Yeah, everything's so crucial when you're in that 16th spot. For play should be live. The pull comes down. Heidees need their O-line to stabilize here. Reinhardt to Linde. Initiation play in the close space. Oh, and that's a huge backhand to the break side. Do we have a matchup? Oh, and what an amazing catch from Luke. He jumped over a guy. We've got a foul call, feeling the contact. This is sure to be a discussion. Oh my goodness, what a grab.
And my position looked like a clean catch. I think he is retracting a call, saying, sorry, I just got roofed and forgot about it. Like, didn't expect that to happen.
And Luke's doing his best Bo Kittredge impression there, almost jumping over him completely. The cheeky little backhand to space. That'll surely fire up the Heidees. Now I'm excited to watch that one again.
I don't know what the thrower was doing in that position. That's not the shot I would have picked. Just look at the look in his eyes. He sees something and just bombs it across the field. That arcing pass, hard to defend, but the rat track player gets in good position, completely roofed there by the Heidees, and then they make that one count. I mean, yes, it'll be firing you up, but is that the offense you want to be playing at this level?
Well, I think what I saw on that throw is that Biskupek, right before letting off the big huck, gave a tiny little head nod and said, he made eye contact with Luch and said, you go and I'm doing it. Enough of this messing around in the handler space. I want you to make a big play. And Luch is a guy who can make that play. I wouldn't want to do it every time on the offense, maybe not even once, but it is the person I'd want at the receiving end of that pass to bail me out if I threw it as high as I could towards the end zone.
It does bring the score to 9-7. All points count the same no matter how you do it. And Heidees happy to finally get their D-line out for the first time this half and see if they can punch into break. We'll see how Rattrak respond to that play.
Sontag back on defense, and the younger Linda doing well to run down the pull. Lands in just on the sideline, but only one man down. Looks like maybe a blown assignment or just coming down slow on the pull. Elzemans with the disc. Doing a lot of work. Oh, and that's very tight. Sontag gets it. He gets the grab on the handler defense. Wow, and they have a very short field. Need to punch this in. Stulert working in the two-man game. Now the three-man game, now the four-man game, and he finally gets off the inside. Nicely grabbed by number 80 with the gloves. On the door, Sontag, the man you want with the disc in his hands. I'm seeing a little bit of clogged space in the end zone. Maybe they can clean it up here. And that's the score. The Heidees will be fired up. What a defense by Sontag.
What a play from the leader of this team, putting the team on his back, snatching that with the long, outstretched arms. I've been the victim of that throw as a handler before, where you feel like that's a throw to space, or your person can get to it, and then all of a sudden, as that huge handler defender just reaches out. You're going to see it here. Looks good coming off his hands, and look at that reach that Sontag has. Definitely doing well in the ape index there, and then the quick counterattack. We're going to get another look at the D. Such range there from Sontag.
I would have made the exact same throw in that position. I don't think there's another defenders on the Heidees with the reach to get that disc, but he had the wrong matchup. Sontag does very well to bring that in, and right now I think I'd keep him on the D-line. He's laying out, he's getting Ds, and they need breaks.
They do. It's 10-7. And in a normal game of Ultimate, that's not normal. In the game where you don't care that much about the ranking, you would maybe keep your stars on the O-line when you're up because you just have to hold out to win. But like you said, here, they want to extend their lead. They want to get things moving. Rattrak on the other side, trying along here. We can vie for the semifinal spot. I think they're still trying to win this game. But it's starting to look a little bit like Heidees getting a little more confident. And you have to wonder if the lower numbers are going to start to give problems for Rattrak going forward.
Yeah, calling the timeout here, maybe as a way to not just reset the offense, but take a little break. Get their legs back under them as they come back out. I wonder if the Heidees here will make it a focus to really put a lot of pressure in the handler space, given that it worked out last point.
Yeah, as opposed to the kind of sagging mentality they had before.
It's always a trade-off. You're either making the hucks easier by taking away the dumps or making the dumps easier by taking away the hucks. But right now, I would opt to put the pressure on the handlers. They play a lot through Elzeman. He's been asked to do a lot of work on this team. Not on this. Oh, he is on this point. No, he's not. He's taking Maya will likely be asked to do a lot. Oh, and the big huck goes up to number 71, Maya. Oh, and he makes the grab under the pressure from Stulac, one of the better defenders, and he does very well to bring that in. Maya proving me right after I saying he's going to have to do a lot. You love to see that.
Yeah, and that's maybe exactly what you're talking about. I think they were putting a little more pressure on the handlers, but that gives the deep option a little more, and then Ratrak taking advantage of that. Very confident shot. You know, you go down a little bit, go down a break, but if you come out firing like that, you're showing that I'm in this game and we'll take every inch you give us.
Yeah, and I wonder if Stulac had tried to take the inside shoulder, if he could have tried to sort of go for the early sky. I think it would have been tough. Heidees probably happy with that type of shot, but this one just works out. The offensive player is able to sky for it.
Yeah, he was in a pretty tough position to go to the inside shoulder. When the disc went off into that lane, he was like 5 or so meters on the outside. He would have had to really run in and then reel back, and that's a risk because then you might lose the disc. And I can see what he was going for there, but I think he was just out of position. Just a great throw.
Yeah, sometimes if you take the more aggressive line, even if you don't have a shot at it, you can get your offensive player to come with you and maybe jump a little early. But I wouldn't fault Stulac for his D there. He did well to add pressure.
All right, Ratrak staying in it. Now 10-8 the score.
We've got an active Ratrak sideline on both sides of the field. Heidees faking the huck, taking the safer option. We've got a deep cut developing, but it's looked off. Luke's working in the middle. Reinhardt, who had our last turn with his signature flick fake. And then the actual around, that's a beautiful throw. He clears wide, the hammer comes up, plenty of space, catches it right on the goal line, just have to punch this in. Nice little backhand, Dishy, and Reinhardt with the score for the Heidees hold.
Great point there from Heidees to respond to that Ratrak points. Now up 11-8. You know what I'm missing here, Chris?
What are you missing, Ravi?
The sideline horn.
The famous Heidees sideline horn.
Where's the Heidees sideline horn? I think now's the time to bring it out. They got to bring some intensity and try and get some more breaks. That's what they're missing here.
All those horn lessons, all that lugging the horn around on the Deutsche Bahn, and you're going to keep that parked in the sideline? That just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
This is the game.
This is the game.
I don't know if it's the finals horn or the semifinals horn, but I would break the rules in a situation like this.
Nice little dish there by Boom. Let's get a nice shot of us here in the booth. Hello to everyone back home. There's Mojo on the keys.
Play is back in action. Stulac lightly offsides there, but just jogs down, so no harm, no foul. And I think we see a little bit more of a switchier look in the middle of the field. Sonntag and Stulac were sort of... There's Elzemans, man with the most touches. Baumgartner in the center of the field with his... Oh, he holds the thumber grip. That's cheeky, but he doesn't actually throw it. Baumgartner. Thumbers and visors, a man after my own heart. And a stoppage of play here.
Heidees doing a better job here of shutting down the deep options. Ratrak having to work, as soon as I say that, the expansive scuba. Great shot there, and great point from Ratrak. I was just about to say how good the Heidees are doing of forcing Ratrak under, trying to get them out of their rhythm, out of their game of just shooting deep. And then immediately when I do that, of course, the spicy scuba.
Ravi, do you see the scoobers and the hammers as a gimmick or as a part of the sort of fundamental skill set you need as an ultimate player?
I think it's becoming more the latter these days, and I think, you know, there's teams like Mooncatchers and Groot in the Netherlands that have been using them to great effect, and I think more teams are realizing that even at the highest level, if you can really hone those throws in, they can become such dangerous weapons. But you have to practice them well. They can't be just like, you have to really work on them, practice them, use them as part of your system, make sure your team expects them, and then they can work out pretty well.
Yeah, teams tend to get very upset if you throw a hammer turn because they think you tried to do something flashy, but I do think at the elite level, every player needs to have a cross-field hammer from about 10 meters out of the end zone because teams have realized that the priority needs to be on stopping passes at the front of the end zone, and so they're bringing all viable. So there's this clogged space in the front, and the way to sort of counter that metagame is to throw these over the tops. And so I think they'll be coming more in fashion lately as they react to the sort of modern defense.
You played any indoor your time here in Europe? It's not as big of a thing in Germany, I don't think, as some other countries. But.
No, I've played a little bit of indoor on the basketball court. I actually quite enjoy indoor on the turf. I've played some 7v7s and 5v5 tournaments, and you just feel like the
indoor, like we had at the European Ultimate Indoor Club Championships earlier. Way earlier this year, you really you have to work on those big bladey, hammery throws because you don't have any other options really. The field's so small. And I think a lot of players that come from those backgrounds tend to end up really you think of Sweden's, you think of the Baltic countries, even in the Netherlands they work on it. They work on those throws because they play competitive indoor, and then that translates to their outdoor play.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that indoor ultimate is sort of an alien sport, as close to grass ultimate as disc golf is. Because if you just start throwing blades to people that aren't cutting, and you think you can do that on the outdoor field, you'll get cut from the team very quickly. But it's the best strategy in indoor. And that's a big shot from Linda going towards the end zone. Woo! Luke Shunley under it, grabs it. He is doing finals at the EUF.
We start to see a bit more intensity from this Heidees defense. The bid there from Stulert. They're fired up.
Yes, his hat goes flying. He goes flying. He's guarding Elzemans. That's a key matchup to quick players who do a lot of work on both sides. An O specialist versus a D specialist. Stulert giving him a lot of space, maybe lost a little energy on that first bid. Very. There's a pick call. Sonntag catches up to his man. Baumgartner on the sideline here. About 10 meters out from the score. The force appears to be backhand, maybe trying to trap them here on the sideline, make them work in small spaces. Oh, and that's a big inside, thrown way out to space. It'll work out, relieves the pressure and gets it off the sideline. The visor-to-visor connection in the backfield, right back at you. Rattrack have fresh legs. They are working hard. Baumgartner with the disc. Cheeky inside to Elzemans. Oh no, and that's a D on the goal line. Well done by the defender, Bernecker. One of the ones we talked about earlier is capable of getting a block, and he does so here. Heidees going the other way. The younger Linda. Freddie with the disc. Tim Stulert looking upfield. Able to find his receiver, Zitterbart, to Sonntag. The Huck looked off. Timeout called by Sonntag. Ravi, you're not a big fan of the mid-play timeout. Why not?
I'm not. The reason why I'm not is that I think it gives the defense a chance to set themselves and really clamp down on a static offense. I think offense in flow is the hardest thing to stop. So I think timeouts typically favor defenses, and I think if you look, haven't done all the statistics, people always say that you get confirmed by your biases or whatever, but I tend to see more turnovers in the one or two throws after a timeout than any other throws in the high-level game. So that's why I don't like them, but we'll see what Heidees does with it. I do want to commend Heidees here, though, on a different point. I think they ratchet up intensity, but they also switch to force backhand. And we saw Rattrack having those flick same third blade hucks, and it's been very effective for them. This took them out of that game, forced them to do a few more wily inside backhand breaks, which worked out, but was a little bit less rhythmic than how they were playing on the flick side. So I like that adjustment from Heidees. I think that really helped generate that turnover opportunity.
Yeah, I do too. As a handler, you see so much force flick, and you get really used to throwing those inside and around breaks from that side. And today's a day with absolutely no wind, so the breaks have been easy from both sides. And maybe just by making them throw the opposite break, that inside backhand over and over.
So Heidees with golden opportunity here. Again, they want to extend that lead. Expected to win by 3. If they can do this, they'll at least better that by 1.
And Ravi, not for personal reasons, but for the viewers at home, what's the update from the other fields?
Well, right now on my screen I have Chambéry open. I'll note that Jet Set is up 11-10 on One Tribe. That's a quite surprising result. And Quixote's tied with Monkey 11-11. Fab up on Blackbirds. I'll take a quick look at Heilbronn to see what's going on there. Bad Skid up 14-8 on Free Speed. Wall City has taken Siebenschwaben down 15-6. They'll be happy with that. That could be in the blowout contention. Gentle up 13-11 on Franken, so that one's still the closest matchup here.
Yeah, and all day we'll be watching this field for the ultimate in front of us, but we'll also be updating you on all the results from around the Summer Tour tournaments, because there's so many exciting results and so much rides on today. So stay tuned all day long. Heidees doing well, playing their end zone offense. Zonta goes to the break side, plenty of space, a beautiful throw. He keeps it over his head. That's a nice score from the Heidees. They're happy to have that one. And they get their +4, don't they, Ravi?
They do get the +4, and more than that, Rattrack's heads are down. The body language is bad. They've put Rattrack in a point where maybe they're losing belief, and that could give Heidees a chance to get another break. I think looking at the body language of these two teams, I wouldn't be totally shocked. You see the block there from Heidees generated by that forced backhand adjustment. I wouldn't be surprised to see Heidees go on a run here. They really want it.
That ability to sort of control your body language even when things aren't going your way seems like a really tough thing to develop. Are there some teams you think have sort of mastered that skill?
I remember, I think Bad Skid, when they were at their peak, was always a team that always exuded confident body language. Even when they were going up against Clapham or going up against the top teams in Europe back in the day, they always had that sort of, when they got broken, they would raise their hands with the 1 or the 2. I don't know exactly what it means, but there's some mental thing going on at where you are energy level wise, and telling the rest of your team to get your heads up. That's a team that I can think of that I think is pretty good at it.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Clapham also comes to mind, and and maybe it's easy to be confident if you've been there and you've done it. I would actually shout out the Heidees as a team that has that almost irrational confidence. And I mean that in the best possible way. They haven't won the European Championship, but they always believe in themselves, and they're always keeping their heads up, and they think they can beat any team, and I really like that. So, disc in the hands of Paul Maya, who's been playing really well, but that's just thrown out to space. A rushed throw, looking for Mühlebach, but yeah, I don't know if there was a miscommunication or just an overthrow, but either way, like you said, Heidees with another chance to get a break. Maybe this is the break train they've been looking for. Choo-choo, as they say.
2 minutes left on the clock. Heidees may be hoping to extend this to get to the full 15. If they can score this, they'll be able to do that.
Stuhlet has been doing good work for the D-line's offense. Gets it over to Kelso Gill in the gloves. He's the only player playing in the sleeveless tank, so maybe showing off the guns a little bit.
There's another sleeveless guy.
Oh, I apologize. There's several sleeveless guys. Oh, and that's a blown coverage,
no,
wide. Oh,
there's a call. There's a call. Lots of people stop playing.
A blown commentating coverage. Robbie, what happened there? You were watching.
I don't know. I just saw a lot of people stopped playing.
Okay.
I thought I saw a foul call or a travel call. Zontag calling for the VAR, I don't know what he wants to look for, so.
He says there's a foul. I think he just wants to watch himself on the stream a little bit, and you can do that later, Nis, okay? Nis is playing on the national mixed team this year for Germany, and I think he's really going to thrive in Australia because he did he lived there for a time, and it's actually funny because a lot of Germans live or study abroad, and they come back with the axe. Oh, interrupting my lame anecdote for a huge huck into the end zone. Oh no, he goes up early, second chance, and he's not able to get it. Oh no, I thought that was a gettable disc. The Heidees giving it right back to Rat Track.
I think that was just a misread by the Heidees receiver. He definitely could have tracked that one down.
Big bid on the mark, stopping the huck, but it doesn't come. Number 19, oh, giving going. He wants the little dishy. Oh, he is looking to get every other. I love the energy from number 19. Oh, but Gill comes in. Oh, and he's upset with the play. Offensive player not only thinks foul, but is maybe upset with the reckless level of the contact. Ravi, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think he got disc first, which a lot of people say is whether or not it's foul. It has nothing to do with it being a foul. I do think that he made a bid in a way that, we'll have another look at it here. I think with the way he was approaching it, there's no way that could have gone without significant contact being generated. You see just watching the disc there, he tries to get past, but I don't think he had the line for it. I think that's a clear, dangerous play foul. Disc should stay with 19.
I agree. And I love what 19 was doing on that point. That was hot, man. He was really powering the offense, giving, going, making sure not to travel. That's a really important point when you're doing that give-go offense. He kept that foot down, and we've got a...
Foul accepted.
Foul accepted. That's the right outcome. Gill, you know, doing well, bringing that Heidees intensity, trying to earn the block, but a little bit too much there.
Immediate pass for the goal as Rat Track reel it in. Heidees going to be kicking themselves. If they end up, let's say, out of EUCF contention by 1 point or so somewhere, that one could have been a nail in the coffin for this game, and now they've let Rat Track back into it.
They have indeed. And that was Paul Maya again. He's been doing a lot of great work. Really a threat for scoring. He loves that end zone, loves getting scores for his team.
That's actually Jan-Philipp Pohlmeier.
Ah, is it?
The 17. There are two Pohlmeiers, 71 and 17. They're crossing their numbers over. I think this is the other Pohlmeier than the one we've been seeing before. I like that brothers taking the reverse numbers of each other.
That's very sweet. It's sort of a, what's the movie? Lindsay Lohan, Freaky Friday, is it? No, that's a different one.
That is a movie. I don't know
Parent
what the
Trap?
reference is.
Parent Trap is where the twins switch places. I'm rambling here, and let me just wrap up my other rambling anecdote by just saying that Nis has an Australian accent. That's all I was trying to convey.
We got there.
Great, we got there. We tied the knot. Another spin pull incoming.
13-10. It looks like, I do believe the horn probably went off in that point. We're at -2 minutes, so I'm guessing we have a game to 14 here.
Which would mean that this is the decisive point for the Heidees if they beat or don't beat the expected score. Oh no! Reinert with the disc to Nis, a great matchup, but he just floats it way out to the break side. Ooh, and Reinert with more than one turn this game, maybe biting off a little bit too much, a little bit more than he can chew here.
Yeah, I'd be a bit disappointed with that. You typically bring a player like that onto your team because he has the experience, he has the wherewithal to be calm, play confident offense in these moments, but they're not doing it for his team. And if Rat Track get this break back, that's going to be heartbreak for Heidees.
I like the play call with someone you expect to be in the handler space breaking deep. You can oftentimes catch a defense off guard with that, but this time the throw just wasn't on. Rat Track looking for the algorithmic upset here. Heidees will certainly want the disc back, working hard. We've got a big mark. Stahl is getting high. They managed to get it off, but losing yards in the process. Right back up the sideline to 29, the spin puller. They're trapped on the sideline, playing in the small space. We've got a pressure in the dump. Nis in the dump space, who managed to get a D there earlier. And he's got the big, long mark. Can they work it out? Pohlmeier does. And we've switched the field. The hammer goes up, wide open man, grabbed in the end zone. They are fired up, rush the field, very excited. And the Heidees, let's see what their body language does here as they get broken.
It's 13-11, so right now we're surely in the cap period. The best Heidees can do is win by 3. And they got to be disappointed with themselves. You have to wonder if they were thinking about that too much, thinking about, okay, we got to punch this in to win by 4 rather than just focusing on playing ultimate. And now, yeah, put themselves in an unfavorable position to stay in the top 16.
Yeah, it can almost have the feel of the intensity of a universe point because you know it's maybe your last chance to achieve that point differential goal you were after. And so you bring that same universe pressure on yourself, which the other team doesn't have.
Yeah, that has to be said. There's a lot more pressure on Heidees. Rat Track just playing to prove themselves. They know they're out of contention. They just want to play good ultimate, and that's all they're focused on. Heidees thinking about the point difference, thinking about the algorithm, thinking about all these other things. Are we going to go to EUCF or not? Definitely makes it a bit more taxing and giving Rat Track the edge here late in this game.
For sure. So, Heidees with the second chance to get the hold to end the game. Tiro in. Sonntag in. Linda. And the other Heidees ready to receive.
I just want to note it seems to be 14-14 universe point between Franken and Gentle right now in another field.
No way. Oh, my goodness.
Could be a huge upset if Franken take that one.
Wow. Keep us posted, Robbie. Nice has a huck, but he doesn't take it. Maybe they are learning the lesson of the last point, playing small ball in this no-win situation. Wind. A little bit of a slip in the backfield. Nis finds the next option. That's Boom. Back to Sonntag. Oh no, and that's another giveaway! This time from Haag. Oh my goodness, the Heidees falling apart here in the later stages. Can they get the disc back? Rat Track surely energized by the change of pace. Lerch with the disc. Finding Elzemans. Looks off Stoller. Oof. Another bid on the mark by Haag. Doesn't work. Oh my goodness, and that is an amazing one-handed layout grab in the end zone. Hands in the air, fist pump. They are fired up. Nis putting his hands up too, indicating that they want to keep their confidence, but that is going to be difficult for the Heidees right now.
Heidees have to stop right now worrying about any point difference or anything else. They want to stay just winning this game. Rat Track have all the momentum right now, and it's just 2 points away from taking it away from them.
And it's their offense that seems to be failing them. There's really no pressure, and these are just unforced giveaways.
And just some news from the other field. Looks like Gentle did take the win, 15-14 over Franken, so there won't be the upset there, but that will probably drag Gentle's ranking down quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see the final calculations tomorrow after all this shakes out.
Ravi, when will you do the final algorithm and make it public?
There will be a show tomorrow night, Monday night, 8 o'clock p.m., in or out. Tune in. We're going to have it on YouTube, on Facebook, on the live.ultimatefederation.eu, everywhere you want to watch it, and we'll be announcing all the teams that qualify for EUCF and digging a little bit into the ranking. I'll have Lorcan Murray with me on that show, so we'll make a nice, exciting announcement to see who's in and who's out.
That is going to be an excruciating 24 hours as we wait for the results. Oh my goodness.
We just want to give ourselves a little bit of time to make sure we double check everything on the ranking, make sure that we don't announce the wrong team tomorrow night. So have to wait. Have to wait.
I might even advise a triple check if you have the time. Okay, like you said, Heidees, they have to take their mind off the larger picture and focus on this point. A nice deep pull to the back of the end zone.
And one of the better pulls this game, I would say.
Definitely. Sonntag playing the give-and-go game. Linda with a nice deep shot. He's got space, he's got separation, but it's going to float. Gadamian under it, he gets a piece! Oh my goodness, what a D! Oh, it looks like we've got a call. Frustrated body language.
Ooh, I'm not sure. My first view on that was that they both kind of stopped, and who's that, number 27, Jan Gadamine, had position on the back, and it was Linda that was walking into him, initiating the contact. Let's see. You see he gets behind, gets position, and then I feel like Linda's kind of trying to push backwards. So I do agree there was contact on the back there, but at this level of ultimate, I think you lost position. Yeah, you see a little bump there. I can tell what he's feeling, but in my opinion, you should maybe let that one go.
It's really hard to say what that early bump does to the later play on the disc. I'll admit my bias here. I'm a good friend of Jasper Linde, so I don't think I can make the call either way. I'll recuse myself from this one.
Of course, it's not what we think. It's always what's felt on the field, but going to be a bit of a discussion here. He's claiming that, I think Linde's claiming that he kind of launched off of his shoulder.
Yeah, I wonder if it pertained to that bump in the leading steps, or if sort of the follow-through as he went for the disc, maybe feeling it over the shoulder.
He's retracting the call, and it is a turn. That's a great, in my opinion, that's the right call in that situation.
And a lot of respect for him. You could tell he was very frustrated at the beginning, arms out in a gesture of, what are you talking about? But able to have a calm conversation about it, figure it out. A lot of respect.
It's a tense moment. He knows what's at stake here. I know he's also very mathematically savvy. He's been talking to me a little bit about the algorithm. He's crunching all the numbers in his head. He understands the stakes.
Big huck goes up the other way. 2 defenders under it. 2v1. I favor the Heidees here, but can they get it? Yes, they can. That's a very nice D from Belelux and by Purik. That's a team up. 2v1. He got sandwiched.
See the countdown here, trying to put the pre-stall on.
Things are ratcheting up in this quarterfinal game. Oh my goodness. Rattrack can smell the semis. They want it. Linde with the disc. If I'm the Heidees, I want them to stop hucking. I want them to play confident offense the whole way down. These teams are tired, and they don't listen to me. They just go for it, and what do I know? Looks good. What a great shot. The huge bid. Oh, my goodness. Flo Reinert able to reel it in, and that'll end the game for the Heidees.
So that's 14-12, winning by 2, underperforming the algorithm just a hair. So they'll see if it's enough. We know that right going into this game, there was a 9-point ranking difference between them and Is No Good. I would guess if we reran the ranking, this might put them just under that. But we'll have to see. There's still 2 more games they have to do better for themselves. And of course, if they can win this tournament, we don't have to worry about the ranking at all.
That's absolutely true. They would get the wildcard bid, wouldn't they? So that's the quarterfinals, first round of this Sunday at Heilbronn in the books. The semifinals coming up. We'll have a game between Gentle and Wall City, is that correct?
I believe that's when we're streaming up next, yes.
Okay, so an exciting semis and finals coming later. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with you in the next round.